Yo, listen, man. I have the exact same thoughts as you. I get those exact same thoughts where you're like, man, I don't want to go to the gym today. I don't want to follow my diet. I want to give in to my desires. I want to do things that I know will not help me become the person I ultimately want to become. What's going on, man? If this is your first time watching me, and today's episode, what we're going to be talking about is something I feel a lot of people don't understand when it comes to people who are disciplined. And I'm not saying I'm all the way like the most disciplined person in the world. However, if I were to give you guys some context, I'm someone who I've been regularly waking up at 4 in the morning. I've been working out twice a day. I work a lot of hours, between 60 to 70 hours a week, and I'm still able to manage 7 days a week of just hitting my workouts, hitting my diets, uploading content. If you guys are subscribed to me, you guys know I'm posting videos every single day on YouTube, on Instagram. I would say I have at least above average discipline compared to the average human being nowadays, which isn't impressive whatsoever, but that is where I'm coming from. But with that being said, man, I think when a lot of people see my stories and they see me waking up at on Instagram, right? If you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram at Shook Training. A lot of people will see my stories where I'm just waking up every single day at 4 in the morning. I've been working out twice a day. I'm following my diet. I'm doing all the correct things, man. But they think that all of this shit is easy for me. And I need you to understand, man. I really need you to understand. I get the exact same thoughts as you, bro. I have the exact same thoughts. I have those thoughts many times where I'm just like, man, I'm so tired. I don't want to work out. I don't want to follow my diet. Man, that food looks good, man. I can't eat. It's so hard for me to resist from eating those sweets and candies, those chocolates. I get those thoughts, man. I get those thoughts where I'm just like, man, it would just feel good right now if I didn't have to do any work today. You know what? I'd rather just smoke a J or something, or go on YouTube or Instagram and scroll mindlessly and overconsume on social media, man, because I'm just not feeling it today. I get these exact same thoughts as you, man. Do not think I'm anywhat different than you, bro. I get these thoughts. The difference, however, I think, is how we react to our thoughts, man. Because at the end of the day, our thoughts are just our thoughts, man. You know, you could be thinking of anything, but it doesn't mean you have to act on those thoughts, right? I think a lot of people don't understand that, oh, the reason why I can't be disciplined is because of my mind and I get all these thoughts. And the people who are disciplined, who do the stuff every single day, man, they just don't get those thoughts. It's like, bro, we do get those exact same thoughts, man. We do. But what discipline helps you achieve, man, it's helps you achieve the fact that we don't have to listen to our thoughts. I think a lot of people think just because I'm thinking something, I automatically have to act upon it. All right. And that's why you see some people who end up like killing themselves, if we're going to be real. They get such negative thoughts, they have to act on it, man. And how we act on it really depends on you. And I'll share with you guys the ways or frameworks I kind of get around those thoughts, man. Maybe you could probably implement it in your life. But the number one thing I'll say when it comes to being able to react better to your thoughts and not having to act upon them, man, is just building the habits, man. Habits are things that you will do unconsciously without having to get told to do it regularly, man. Like, I'm telling you, man, I work out consistently every single day. You don't even have to tell me to work out. I'm gonna work out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna work out at least twice a day. At least twice. I've been working out twice a day for I don't even know how many days. It's been months at this point. And I don't have to put much willpower on it at all, man, because it's just a habit. That's the number one thing, man. Because even when I feel like I'm like, oh man, I don't want to work out, I don't I can't remember exactly when I've gotten those thoughts, but even if I do get those thoughts, it doesn't take much willpower to just drag myself to the gym, man. It takes pretty much no willpower at all. Imagine if you had that ability. Imagine if you had that ability where it didn't take you any willpower at all to drag yourself to the gym. How fast would you see progress? But I digress, man. when I get these thoughts that maybe you guys have, where you just want to give into your desires, you want to cheat on your diet, you want to skip working out, you want to not put in work, you're giving yourself all these excuses mentally, man. What I first did when I ended up giving into some of those desires is I would just write down how I felt after doing it. If I cheated on my diet, for example, I would usually feel bad, man, because I've trained my brain to always be eating healthy. So now when I have food I know I'm not supposed to have, it just makes me feel like a bitch, bro. If I'm keeping it real, I'll write down how I feel in that moment and when I cheated on my diet. And you guys can do this with anything, man. It's like if you guys are trying to quit smoking, you can write down and you're on your and you go a couple days and you end up smoking. Write down how you felt, man. Because you're by writing it down, you're gonna reinforce it into your brain about the negativity it brings you when you actually start giving into your desires. And you want to love yourself, man. You want to feel great about yourself. I rather feel confident and great about myself than give in to my desires. Then after I write it down, man, I try to remind myself every single time I want to give in, man, who do I like more? Do I like my desires more or do I love myself more? And for some of you out there, I'm not it may be difficult because some of you guys have such low self-esteem about yourself, man. And it is definitely fixable, man. I used to feel like a piece of shit. Trust me, I felt awful about who I was as a person, man. I was the biggest fraud and fakest person ever. And I internally knew that. And that was just getting projected on my reality. And that was getting projected out on how my life was going. And like I said, man, the way I kind of built my self-esteem up is just by building small good habits and progressively getting these wins every single day, man. To the point now that there's gonna be those thoughts, man, where I'm just like, man, fuck, I don't want to do this shit right now. I want to give in to my desires. I want to just say, fuck this shit right here. But what I just do, man, is because I've built the habits and I've worked my self-esteem to the point now, I just ask myself the question, who do I love more, man? Do I love these desires or do I love these, I'll just say desires, right? You guys get what I mean. Do I like the desires or do I love myself more? And when I really ask myself that question enough times, right? Because ultimately I'm trying to create the character I want to become and I want you guys to do the same. And that character that I envision in my mind about who I truly want to be, man, I have to truly I have to love myself in order to achieve that character, man. And I would just ask myself repetitively, it's like, who do you like more? Do you like yourself or do you like your desires? And then 9 out of 10 times, listen, I'm human like you guys too. There's times where I slip up as well, man. There's times where I slip up. But if I'm 9 out of 10 times choosing, I love myself more, and I say I'm not gonna cheat on my diet. I'm gonna still go to the gym. I'm gonna refrain from over consuming on social media and work on my business instead. I'm gonna go create content. Every fucking time I choose that decision, man, I feel 100 times better with myself. I go to bed knowing that, you know what, I beat my fucking desires and I feel like a motherfucking champion. And I want you guys to get the exact same feeling, man. With that being said, man, to kind of like tie this all shit all up together, we talked about how even disciplined people, they have those thoughts where you have right now currently where you don't want to do the things you're supposed to do. The difference, however, is the disciplined people have built the habits over a long period of time by slowly adding in things into their life. You can't just change your life all of a sudden, right? And because we've built the habits now, right? We've built our self-esteem. We built our self-esteem. And there's going to be moments where we get those thoughts that you currently are having, right? And in those moments, we should ask ourselves, do I like those desires or do I like myself more? And if your self esteem is high enough, you're going to choose, I love myself more, and you will end up not cheating on your diet, man. With that being said, man, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My apologies if this camera was shaking a little bit. I've been trying to set up a new setup. I've been trying to make a new setup with the recording, and I just been noticing all throughout this video the camera's been shaking. If this is your first time watching me, man, I'd appreciate if you could subscribe, like the video, and let me know about your thoughts about this video. Do you think what I was saying was bullshit? Do you guys agree with me? Let me know. I'm always open to feedback. With that being said, man, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one.